Actually, it can mean live.
Attraction.
Can mean attraction.
Mada Mohan.
No. What else? Mada.
Crazy.
Yes. Craziness. Particularly craziness from intoxication. Okay, the word tat. Therefore. Aham. I. Matayoho. Of these two drunken persons. Madhya. By drinking liquor. Varunya. Named Varuni. Shri Mada Anhayo. Who are blinded by celestial opulence. Tamaha Madam. Is false prestige due to the mode of ignorance. Harishyami. I shall take away. Strenayaho. Because they have become so attached to women. Ajita Atmano. Being unable to control the senses. Mateho. The two people who are mad. And Madandayo means liquor. Or mad with the opulence of the heavenly planet. So Mata, Madanva, the people who are mad by drinking liquor, who are mad with Sri, with the heavenly opulences, Tamo Madan, who are mad in ignorance. Translation. Therefore, since these two persons, drunk with a liquor named Varuni or Madhvi, and unable to control their senses, have been blinded by the pride of celestial opulence and have become attached to women, I shall relieve them of their false prestige. So they have two kinds of madness. What are their two kinds of madness? Or three, perhaps. What are the different kinds of madnesses that Nalakuvara might be
From drinking liquor.
From drinking liquor?
And?
From women and Shri. Opulence. So people certainly become mad from intoxication. I think something like 80% of crimes are committed by people who are intoxicated. Intoxication is one of the main causes for violence, for crimes, for general madness. And opulence also maddens one. How does opulence madden one? You become very proud. You think, oh, I have a lot of wealth, I have a lot of prestige, I have a lot of fame, I can do whatever I want. I can say anything, I can do anything, and nobody can touch me because I'm so opulent. And what about attraction to the opposite sex? How does that madden people? How does attraction here to women, how does attraction to the opposite sex make people mad?
Because you forget the goal of life is self-realization.
You forget the goal of life is self-realization. How else? Aren't there lots of crimes committed when people are attached to the opposite sex? I don't know what percentage, but it's a high one. The number of crimes that are committed out of extreme attachment to sex. They call them crimes of passion. So you become crazy. You lose their sense from intoxicants, alcohol, drugs, from great opulence, and from intense sexual attraction. So these Nalakuvara Mani Griva had all three kinds of madness. They were very opulent, they were the sons of a rich man, they were very attracted to the heavenly damsels, and they were drunk. So Harishyami, Hari means? To take away. Ami is the ending for I will take away all these things that are making them crazy. So the question had been asked earlier on in the chapter by Maharashtra. Text 1. It said, Yena va devarshes tamaha. Yena, by which, va, either, devarshes tamaha. How did Narada fall into ignorance? How did Narada Muni, the great sage, fall into such ignorance that he's cursing people? Because generally, If you curse somebody, it's because you're in ignorance. So in this verse, this question is answered. Purport. When a sadhu chastises or punishes someone, he does not do so for revenge. This could have been like that. Oh, these people are disrespecting me, let me curse them. This was Daksha's mood. When Daksha came into the arena and Lord Shiva didn't acknowledge him, oh, let me curse him, let me hurt him in some way. So this is general materialistic mood. If someone doesn't show me respect, which is what happened. These two devas didn't show any respect in the army. They didn't even dress themselves. If you come upon people who are naked and having sex naked, you expect that they're going to be ashamed and going to cover themselves and show you some respect. So they didn't. So you could think that because they weren't respecting you, okay, no, I curse you, become trees. You disrespected me. No. Maharaj Parikshit had inquired why Narada Muni was subject to such a spirit of revenge, tamaha. But this was not tamaha. For Narada Muni, in full knowledge of what was good, what was for the good of the two brothers, wisely thought of how to cure them. Vaishnavas are good physicians. They know how to protect a person from material disease. Thus they are never in tamaguna. Sagunam samatikjaitam brahmabhuyaya kalpate. Bhagavad Gita 14:26. Vaishnavas are always situated on the transcendental platform, the Brahman platform. They cannot be subject to mistakes or the influence of the modes of material nature. Whatever they do, after full consideration. Full consideration. So generally when you're in the mode of ignorance, in the mood of revenge, do you take full consideration? And you just act. Whatever they do after full consideration is meant just to lead everyone back home, back to God. Tadaham matayo madhya varnya shri madandayo tamo madam harishyami shrenayor atitatmanaho. Therefore, since these two persons, drunk with the liquor named Baruni or Madhvi, and unable to control their senses, have been blinded by the pride of celestial opulence and have become attached to women, I shall relieve them of their false prestige. So we have two sides here. One is cursing and the other is being cursed, or going into some difficulty. So, of course, Nalakuveri and Manigriva are going to be cursed to become trees, and trees with demigod consciousness. And demigod consciousness is a much higher level of awareness than human consciousness. So, like there's a plant in this room. If we were to get the body of a plant, but with human consciousness, that would be a horrible suffering condition. Now, plants, as said in the third canto, are just barely aware of sensations of pain. Their consciousness is very, very limited. Just like, if you're going to have an operation, they limit your consciousness. You don't want to have surgical operation when you're awake. So you wouldn't want to be a tree and be awake. It's a horrible condition. So many times, even in this life, we may not be suffering as much as a tree. You just have to stand there. Everybody else can go about their business. You just have to stay there. Would you imagine that? Everybody goes for breakfast and you just have to stand in the corner. And you want to say something. We had in North Carolina, there was a cat who used to try to participate in the morning program. He'd sit outside the window for Mangalarti, and he'd sit outside the window again for a Bhagavatam class. And when they'd say any questions, he'd go, meow, meow. But he couldn't really participate. Janananda Maharaj just compiled a book of animals that tried to participate in Krishna consciousness. But the cat couldn't know what to speak of the plants and the trees. How can they participate? It's kind of like being a ghost, where you're there, but you can't be part of anything. Of course, these plants, again, they're practically sleeping. But if we were in a plant body, how horrible it would be. Everyone